Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Larry. What a wonderful day. You could have picked a campsite with a bit more sunshine.
A bit more sunshine. There is a hint of sun up in those trees.
We're in shade. You could have got us over there.
Oh. I did tell you he whinges a lot, didn't I? But anyway, he's all right when you get to know him. Haven't done that yet. Well, good morning. We are in Seymour, Peter and I. We've had a rather cool night in our tents here by the Goulburn River, and shortly we're going to be packing up and getting underway. We're going to paddle down to Nagambie. It's about 50 k's, we think, and might take us 2 days. That's what we're planning on anyway. Peter's car's at the other end, so we're looking forward to a good day. Well, here we are. We're packing up the boats, getting ready to go. Quite an operation. Both got new boats, so it's taking a while to work out how everything goes, but we'll be on the water very soon. Woohoo! She floats. Okay, we are underway. Almost 11 AM, much later than what we hoped, but it was our first day and we both got new boats to pack, and that takes a bit of extra time when you're doing it for the first time. Did have a go at home, but yeah, well, it's a bit different at home to what it is on the side of a river. Always find that you test some new equipment at home, works like a charm, but you've really got to test it in the field, as I say. So this is the Goulburn River here in Victoria, part of the great network of rivers in our state. Of course, you've seen my videos on the Murray, been up there many times, and of course we'll go back because that river is just the ultimate of rivers, and maybe even as early as next month we'll get up there for another paddle on the Murray. We had a very cold night. I had a new tent that was a bit stiff to put up, and a new sleep system which was a Zen bivvy, and meant to be rated to -5. I think we got down to -4 last night, so it was a cold night. I had to put my puffer jacket on and put my thermal underwear on, my long johns on, and still a bit cool. So yeah, it was a cold night, but once the sun comes out we get these glorious sunny days. But when the sun goes down tonight, the temperature will drop again. So this is the first time I've been in this kayak with gear on. It's the first time I'm using the new GoPro 13 that I've just purchased, and I've got my other GoPro on the back, so we've got a back view and a front view, and so that's a first too. We're paddling today. We need to do about 25 k's, so that's probably a good 5 hours of paddling, and we haven't left till 11, so we're really going to have to move it along today because we don't want to be getting into camp too late. No fun setting up in the dark, and also we've got damp tents from last night, so it'd be good to dry those out a bit too. So anyway, we'll see how we go. We're in good form. Getting our share of these whirlpools and strainers where trees and that have fallen into the river. Got to be a little bit vigilant. There's rocks in the water too, but the kayak's quite stable. Couldn't sort of tip it very far, and it tracks reasonably well. We went past a boat ramp short while ago where we put in last time when I was with the bag boaters, and that was actually 5 kilometres from where we started. So that's 5 extra k's we've got to do on this trip to finish in Nagambie. So we've got a bit of distance to cover. Normally we'd give ourselves an extra day, but both Peter and I have got to be back on Friday. I've got a funeral to do and Peter's got a dentist appointment because he knocked a tooth out just the day before he came paddling. But he says it's no pain, so he's decided to come on the paddle, which is good. So many things can go wrong when you're planning a paddle, and you never lock it in for certain. You say, well, that's what we're planning to do. And of course, plans can change. People's plans can change, and the weather can change, and your circumstances can change. So a lot of variables with kayaking, but you learn to live with that and just cop it on the chin and look forward to the next time when you can get out. But then you have days like this when you're on this beautiful water, sun is shining, and it's really a perfect day. And we've done about 6-7 k's already today. I want to do at least 25 today, so we've got a bit to do yet, but we got the whole afternoon to paddle. I think of John Williamson's song Cootamundra Wattle. Beautiful song. I think the best song he ever wrote. Of course, John Williamson came from Quambatook, same place as my dad, and my dad had a love for the wattle. And we were able to get some wattle for his funeral and put it on his coffin. But he did love the wattle, and he loved the outdoors. He loved creation, as do I, and it passes on from generation to generation, each in a different form or different expression. But there's something in all of us that knows we just got to get outside, and outside is where the magic happens. Look at that wattle. I just turned the camera there. Yeah, beautiful wattle. Of course, you hear the sound of the birds, the distant hum of the traffic, reminding you that civilization is never far away. But just the splash of the paddle on the water. Something magnetic and beautiful about just being on the water. There you can see my handsome pace again. We paddle down this river. Peter's about 100 metres in front of me. Always been a bit of a speed demon. But that's all right. He goes his pace, I go mine. We meet up pretty often, so we've got a good system going, even though we're really two very different people, but we get on well and we seem to know each other well, as I said earlier, back at camp. And it's just a delight, really. It means you can go paddling with someone, which I think at my stage of life, the type of paddling I do, it's always safer, and it's easier with cars because you've got to, invariably with this type of river paddling, you've got to ferry a car. So it does help if you've got two. And so we drove to Seymour yesterday, set up camp there in the caravan park, and then last night we drove to Nagambie, to the boat ramp in Nagambie, and Peter left his car there, and then we drove back again to camp. We got back there about 5:30. I was ready for a meal by then because I hadn't eaten all day since breakfast. And so I went to the pub. Peter decided it was a bit early for him. He usually eats more around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, which is too late for me. So anyway, again, he does his thing, I did mine. I went to the Royal Hotel in Seymour, and had a great feed of some slow-cooked ribs, and they were delicious. They brought out a huge big serve of them, and I sat there for over an hour just enjoying those ribs. Went back, it was pretty cold by then and dark, so just got into bed and settled down for the night, even though it was quite early, because it's too cold to do anything else at that time of day when you're out on a trip like this in the in winter, as we are.
I kept pulling my phone out,
Yeah.
and he kept saying, "You've only done 13.8, 13.5." So I thought I'd keep going.
Yeah.
And then when I pulled it out and actually pushed on the app, it said we've done 16.4.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, folks, we're here for lunch. Peter says it's 16.4, so that'll be the distance. Well, we're back on the river after a lunch break. Nice spot by the side of the river, but still quite cold. So I got a bit cold sitting there and grabbed my jacket, which I've still got on now. Had a bit of meat for lunch, bought some cold roast lamb and a few other cold cuts with it, and finished that off with a protein ball. A coffee would have been just perfect, but a little bit challenging to get all the hot water and coffee stuff out, so we'll wait till we get to camp for our campsite tonight. So we're back on the river, getting a good bit of help from the current today. That's one plus that we're having, that's working in our favour. We're moving along quite well. It's really a lovely day. It's coolish, but the sun is out, and when you get that when you get those rays of sunlight hitting you, it just feels absolutely magic, and that's what it's all about. This is what I'm seeing as I paddle along, just absolutely breathtaking. The wattle is all the way along, the sunlight dancing on the water, out in the magnificent great outdoors in God's creation. As I said to you this morning, that's where the magic happens, folks. Just get outside, just enjoy the great outdoors, and when you do, you discover it's still a beautiful world. Look at that river. Can you see the camera picking up the light dancing on the water? There, the sunlight. Never seen such a more beautiful sight in my life. Nothing like a river. Getting in the river and finding the flow. Every river has a flow. Well, the good rivers anyway. And this river has a beautiful flow, and you just got to find it and it will carry you. And so many parallels to life. When you try and go against the flow, it's really hard. Sometimes you have to, but really what you want to do in life is to find the flow, find where it just carries you, and follow your dreams and follow your destiny and follow the calling that God's put in your heart. Reflecting on those words in John's Gospel this morning in chapter 15, I think it is, where Jesus said, "Abide in me and I in you." It's a good word, abide. I guess it's an old-fashioned word. It means to live. It means to settle down. It means to make your home there. It means to stay. It's not a casual visit. It's not a weekender. It's not something you do on Sundays. This is where you live and you have your being, have your identity, and Jesus said, "Abide in me." And there's something constant about the Christian life. You know, it's not just a Sunday to Sunday thing. It's, sometimes I think I've treated God a bit like the car club here in Victoria, the RACV. And if you get into trouble on the road, you can ring them up and they'll come out and rescue you from trouble. And sometimes we treat God like that, you know. Don't speak to him for months, and then suddenly we're in trouble and we give him a call and say, "God, we're in a spot of bother. Can you help us?" And we cry out to God in those times. Well, you know, the amazing thing about God is you can do that, but how much better when you abide in God, when you abide in Jesus. You linger there and you stay there. And it's the difference between a casual relationship, between having a friends with benefits and having a committed relationship. And, you know, he's given his all for us, the Lord Jesus. He's given his absolute all. He's held nothing back in commitment. And he asked for our heart. He asked for our lives. He asked for our devotion. And, you know, I'm finding as I get older, more and more, I just want to be devoted. I want to be committed to the Lord Jesus, not just now and then and when I feel like it, but, you know, 24/7, that knowledge that I can do nothing without him, and but in him I can do all things. And it says in that same passage when, you know, Jesus said, if you abide in me, you know, you can ask me anything and I'll do it for you. And that's the nature of the relationship. There's a closeness and an intimacy there, that you are in constant communion. And so look, just practice the presence of God each day in your life, and try and find that abiding each and every day and in each and every moment of the day. Even if you've got things on, you know, maybe you're still going to work and you've got to do stuff, but even in those things at work and those things that we have to do, even in busy times, you know, there can be a sense that we are abiding and lingering and remaining in the Lord Jesus. So that's my little word of encouragement on the river today. Well, we found ourselves a campsite and got a fire going. That was number one priority, because it's going to say bloody freezing, but you can't swear on video, can you? It's freezing. Peter's already got his tent up, well, sort of.
Dry it out.
It's taking shape, and that's my stuff over there. A little bit of work to do yet, but we'll get there. Well, our fire's going quite well and keeping us warm, and had myself a cup of hot soup while I made a couple of phone calls. And then I've just over here on the side here, I've got some chicken going. Well, good morning. I think it's about 7 a.m. and had a really good sleep this time. Much warmer than last night. I put an extra fleecy blanket on top of my bivvy, and that just seemed to make the difference. Had my hoodie on all night, that might help. But anyway, got to get up and get moving. I want to get out there and cook some egg and bacon, make some hot coffee, and then do the pack up so that we can get on the water to our final destination in Nagambie today. Bit of an awkward entry into the water there. Lots of bits of concrete and rocks and tree stumps, and I've got a skeg and a keel underneath that get caught, so had to get out and stand in knee-deep water and lift the boat full of gear over those obstacles to get going today. But all is good. We are underway. I'm only wet from the knees down. Hopefully they'll dry out. Peter's got these long socks that come up to his knees that are waterproof, and reckons they're really good, so I'm gonna check those out when I get home. So Peter's still packing his boat. The plan is I'll paddle down the river a bit. I tend to be a bit slower than him, and he'll either catch me or I'll wait for him on the side of the river when I need a break, which is pretty often for an old guy like me, hey! But anyway, we are on the water. This is what I live for. This is what I dream about, getting out on the water. And look at this day. It's glorious. Try to extract my aging body from this craft. Oh, bumped the camera and all. There you go. At least we've got a bit of sand here, as Peter said. Just a little short break. 8.9, you said?
8.9?
Yeah. Well, that was just a short break. Have a stretch and do the things you got to do. Had a quick nibble. Keep me going till the next stop. Well, folks, we just stopped for lunch. Had a nice hot coffee and had some cold roast lamb with me. Yesterday I had lunch with it cold. Today I thought, what the heck, I'll get the fry pan out and heat this roast lamb up. And it was delicious. The coffee was good. We stopped for lunch at some ski club. Had big signs up saying members only. So we joined on the spot for a half-hour membership.
$500.
And apparently if you're less than 1 hour, you can get a free membership. So that's what we did. So all you guys from the water ski club watching this, we did have a legitimate membership.
We didn't go above the high water though.
That's the story we tell anyway.
We didn't go above the high water mark.
Yeah, we didn't go above the high water mark, so we're on Crown land. Does that make sense?
No, you're not on Crown land.
We're on Riverland. I don't know. We're on some land. So we're not sure how far we got to go. We think somewhere between 5 and 8 k's. Hard to know exactly, but it's slow going because we have got no current whatsoever and no assistance from the wind either. So it comes down to just pedal power. Paddle power, not pedal power. That would be a different sort of kayak if we were pedaling. If we're not pedaling, we're paddling. Can you tell it's been a long day? Anyway, we're going to put our head down and we're going to get serious on the paddling. I was looking forward to that break, so I did enjoy the lunch break. Starting to get achy joints in my right arm and was very glad to stop for a while. And but other than that, we've been paddling like for 5 hours, so it's not really a bad effort for a day, and we're not done yet, so we're going to keep on going. There's the bridge up ahead, which is the marker for home. A very long afternoon, very long day really, with very little current, well no current really. But the bridge is a sign of home. It's a marker on the horizon. You see these bridges a long time before you get to them. And they look close, but they're elusively far away. But you keep paddling towards the marker and you eventually get there. So that's what I've been doing here. Well folks, after about 53 kilometres and 2 days, we are coming into the boat ramp where we left Peter's car. Been a glorious trip, slower day today, but spectacular. Just a privilege to be out on the water. Thank you for watching and sharing this journey with us. Please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm trying to get this channel going again now. And join my Facebook group also on my other channel, the Carnival Pensioner, and a Facebook group in the same name. Love to see you there. But look, thanks for being part of this today. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, God bless.